What it do? Yeah, it's the brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am him, Junns, the Nbic, giving all praise and glory to the heavenlies, for they are worthy to be what? To be praised. Last but not least, want to give a shout out to all you guys for your continuous support, all your feedback, positive, negative, all things is respected and needed because it allows me to continue doing what I do best, and that is keeping my foot on you heathens, you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed Heathen Night Snacks. Round of applause for that. Yeah, man. We live today. My apologies again. I actually came on time today preparing, but prior things came up, you know what I'm saying? Gotta do some adjustments in the house or whatnot. But that's neither here nor there, man. Listen, second day in a row, beautiful day out of NY. Can we officially say that spring is here? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But the last time I checked on my phone, it said tomorrow was going to be like 59. You understand? So I don't know. I ain't gonna hold my heads up and then look forward for the best, and then it ends up being the worst. But we're gonna have a conversation today, man. And the conversation, we just gonna land back, right? We're gonna saute back from what I spoke on yesterday. Was doing the audio checks yesterday. There's a lot of things that I said, especially pertaining to the audio that I played yesterday that didn't come on, that wasn't playing, right? So I got the echo cancellation. So when it's cancellation is on, everything gets turned off. So I didn't know that. I know that now. We definitely gonna be monitoring it, okay? And we just gonna dive in. But on today's conversation is basically just talking about a sister named Candace Owens. And I don't even think I should call her a sister. Yeah. Candace Owens' black card has officially been revoked. And it's been revoked ever since she was married to a Euro. See, when you took it upon yourself to submit yourself, to give yourself up unto the very people, the very race of people that have done wrong to individuals, when you go on that side, you are now compromised, and you cannot come and feed us anything being pro-black. Because how can you be pro-black when your child is not even pro-black? Your children, you have brought forth contaminated seeds. Has brought forth contaminated seeds. And this is not no disrespect. This is just the facts. You have waved the white flag. You have given yourself up unto the enemy. You are the black Julia Roberts. You are laying in bed with the enemy. And I don't want to hear nothing of that's the thing of the past. Not everybody. Because anybody that's opposite of me and you, that knows the atrocities that happened to me and you, and still ain't doing the due diligence and restoring order, you are considered still to this very day the enemy. And Candace Owens, your black card has been removed. Thank you. We'll take that back. There's absolutely nothing you can tell us that we should be in agreement with you. Pro-black, a liberation, that can't be. You are a Johnny Brasco in this awakening of the black and brown people. You are a Johnny Brasco. You playing both sides of the field. And now that you've been kicked off your horse ride, right? They had to spank you up a little bit to remind you that you still a nigger. Even though you married to a Euro, you are still a nigger. You are the epitome of what a Negro is. You are. And your black card has been revoked. You can't, we don't need you on the Breakfast Club. We don't need you or nothing. Anything that's giving credos and understanding to about black and brown people, nah, you lost that, baby girl. You lost that. That card has been officially revoked. It has been removed. You have lost privileges. Anything that you say will be held against you in the court of black people. It's over for that. It's over for that. You wake up out of your bed with the other side. You can't wake up out of bed with the other side and then think you're going to come in our side or be in the inside to give something, to give information for us to eternalize, realize, and then try to improvise. No. You have been compromised. You have waved the white flag and given yourself up to the psychological, physical, spiritual, mental genocide. You have. And we're just continuing where I left off yesterday, because it seemed like a lot of people got pissed off for what I said yesterday. And that is great. Get mad. Prove me wrong. I want you to find me a Jewish person right now. Find me a Jewish person right now and ask them, would they be okay with any one of their children being in a relationship with a Nazi member, a former Nazi, or relatives of a Nazi? Ask them that and see what the response is. And if the response is not according to your standards, are you going to deem them a racist? Because their atrocities can never oversee what happened to us. Their atrocities cannot even get hand to hand, side by side with what went on in Leopold in the Congo, or what went on by Cecil Rhodes in South Africa, that what went on by Christopher Columbus, that what went on by what's the other guy's name? What's the other guy's name? Willie Lynch. There is not a single charge that the Nazis done to these so-called Jewish people that has went over and beyond what was done to black people. And if you guys will support that, say absolutely not, they should never be dealing with a Nazi. That's just disrespect to all the survivors and victims. It will be disrespectful to do so, right? So what about us? What about me? Don't my feelings matter? I thought it was Black Lives Matter. Don't what happened to my ancestors matter? Or you guys just don't give a damn? What about us? And if we're not going to be respected, and if our atrocities is not going to be respected, how do you dare expect me to be embracive of us or me giving any one of my relatives to any one of you? And when I see my black woman, Candace Owens, in a relationship, walk down the altar and said, I do, you wave the white flag. You said it in your mind, if you can't beat them, you should just join them. And don't think that we didn't know what you said on the Breakfast Club when they asked you the question about how you are a pro-black woman, but you married to a so-called European. And then you joke and said, I used to like Asians. You got the United Nations vagina. That means you will give yourself up. You just free gate for anybody as long as you're not black. And you dated black people before and it just wasn't good. What kind of niggas was you talking to? Well, let's talk about it. What kind of black man was you talking to? Because when I wake up in the morning, even my even my coffee gotta be black. I don't even want it with milk. I don't even want it contaminated. I need it as at its purest form. And don't say and please don't say that I'm being racist neither. Don't say that I'm being racist, because calling a black man racist is like calling a street nigga a snitch. We don't associate the two. You can't call me something that I did not create. We don't know what that is. Racism and race values and race standards and race this, racial that came with you guys and your religion. Racism started with religion. You thinking I'm lying? What was the image they gave you to worship, and when you rejected it, what happened to you? What happened to you? See, these are the conversations and these are the things that we need to be speaking about. And it's nothing to do about race. This is about protecting a genome, protecting a bloodline, making sure that it remains pure to the very end. Like I said yesterday, do you guys even know? And I'm speaking mainly to my women. Do you guys even know what was the first thing that they did when they put you in slavery? Do you know? They raped the women. They infused themselves into our sisters, impregnate them, and then threw them out and threw them back into the slaves and let them intermingle, so that purity that once was has been contaminated. Hence, all the knuckleheads that you see in outside. Majority of these knuckleheads are like that because of the contamination that has been put in them by evil people. You should know them by their fruits. Look at the fruits. Pay attention. Pay attention. And it has nothing to do with opinions. These are facts. We do facts over feelings over here. We're not here to promote nothing but the truth. Because only the truth, or should I say the facts, is the only thing that's going to set us free. The word said that you will be given unto the hands of your enemy. So when I say, Candace Owens, you are sleeping with the enemy, you are a Johnny Brasco when it comes to this black liberation, this black awakening, this black empowerment, this black movement. You are playing both sides of the field. And you go into your husband and say, honey, yeah, man. He's gonna say, so how was your day? Yeah, I was with some strong niggas today. Oh, really? What was they saying? And when you finish giving the intel, he's probably making a phone call, calling somebody else. I'm calling it how it is. We are not the same. We was never meant to be with each other. I don't know where you get this from. If we was meant to be with each other, why was the slave master forcing himself upon our women? If we was meant to be, why didn't he just gradually let it be? Why was Thomas Jefferson having underground tunnels, secret passageways where he was keeping black women locked in the closet like R. Kelly? And when he was tired of dealing with his biological same color, same DNA wife, he went down and he was doing things to our sisters. And then hence having these sisters get pregnant. And then is there any level of compensation for what he's done? Absolutely not. Just throw these niggas back in there, let them populate the earth, and one day they're going to see what I'm seeing, and then it is what it is. So now you got a compromised nation. Hence why America's in the condition that it's in. We are battling so much. We are battling racism, Western philosophy, Western religion. We're battling everything, and now we also got to deal with the European demons and spirits that come with intermingling with these people. You know why black people are becoming homosexuals? Because of the European that's in them. Because that's in their DNA. You thinking I'm lying? Go read the letters about Alexander the Greek and how they had all these open orgies, how they was sleeping with men, women, children. They didn't give a damn. This is what they was doing. They didn't know what civilization was until they came amongst us. See women dressed down. When you look into their history, they used to just walk around butt naked, taking pictures. All these statues you see in them butt naked. That's how they used to be. When you read their books and the drawings and the illustration is them butt naked. That's how they used to be. They didn't know what civilization was until they came amongst us. When they're landing in areas like Africa, on the side of Egypt, because that's how they started coming. When you look from Europe down, you end up in Egypt first. Because if you look into the map, there's no water. You from there you get into Israel, into those areas, into the Middle East, and you just cross over 1, 2, 3. And they came and they seen civilization. They seen people dressed down. They seen people showering. The so-called Moors, the Ishmaels, was teaching them how to wash themselves, how to bathe, how to use soap. They was being taught this, guys. So Candace Owens, you lost everything. There's absolutely no way you can get that back. Even if you got a divorce, you can't get that back. You are what your husband is. Your children are what your husband is. Remember, the creators created woman to be a helpmate to the man. So you decided to be a helpmate to the Euro. You decided to be a helpmate to the Euro. I don't believe in, you can love who wants you, whoever you want to love, please. I don't believe in that. Why? Because I know what you guys have done, and I will never forget that. When you start hearing people say you should love who you want, all in the name of Jesus, just know that these people are racist. Just know that these people got high hatred for you. Just know that these people does not give a damn about your atrocities. What your ancestors went to is irrelevant to them. But let that same energy be said to a Jewish person once that man's career comes to an end. You are anti-Semitic. We can't deal with you. Where's their anti-Bantu? Where's their anti-black? Where's their anti-colored? That don't matter. You know why? Because in their mind, you're just property. That's why I said the pain shall remain until we remove those last names. We got to remove that, because when you carry those last names, it's like you are their property. They own you. Nobody owns me. And it's time for black people to know that. You must release that. I mean, completely release that. Because the minute you release that is the minute the creators are going to dwell with you. Open your mind. You're going to seek more. Because you already know that there's no attachment to these people. It's a kazi kaz. Instant disconnect. Oh, yeah, nope, don't want to be around that no more. I'm just telling you guys the truth. You guys need to know the truth. Because only the truth is going to set you free. Only these facts. How can Candace Owens come back to the hood? Now these little Europeans, these Jewish network owners, oh, you just said one thing about their ethnicity and their atrocities, and you're out the door. And then when you get kicked out the door, now you want to come on Joe Budden's podcast. You want to be all up in the mix. You want to be all in the Breakfast Club. You want to be everything black. And black people so naive and so dumbfounded, they don't even realize that baby girl is not even 100% committed to us. How can you be committed to us when you're sleeping with the people that put us in these conditions? Make it make sense. That doesn't make sense. You're playing both sides of the field. The Bible itself tells you shouldn't play both sides of the field. You can't serve two masters. It's either you are cold or hot. Don't be lukewarm. You are super lukewarm. You are super lukewarm. And you want to be cool so you can come around the cool people so people can be coolified to bring you inside. Nah. Stay where you at, baby girl. Stay where you at. You can't come to our barbecue. You can't come to our rallies. You can't come to our protests. What are you going to say that's going to sit well with us? No matter how much black power, black liberation, when I hear you speak and I look at you, all I see is you waking up and saying, "Good morning, honey." And you saying "Good morning, honey" to a European. So what are you teaching? Are you teaching us? Are you feeding us black information to elevate ourselves to the point of separation, or you're giving us information just enough to be just as equal as the oppressor? Because I don't want to be as equal. I'd rather be left alone. That's what we need. Black people need to be left alone. We don't want your money. We don't want your support. We don't want your ideas. We don't want your opinions. We don't want your solutions. We don't want nothing. We just want you and you guys to go over there and we stay over here. This is not a race thing. This is a truth thing. Because you guys need to understand that we as colored people was at our best when we were segregated. When we had to defend, feed for ourselves, protect ourselves, we was at our best. They had to rally while we sleeping. They had to rally with 600 people, 300 people of lynch mobs coming into our towns, burning it up, doing this, doing that. And even that, we was still being generous because we should have been fighting. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. When are we gonna wake up? When are we gonna not support compromised individuals who's not only compromised but also bringing forth contaminated children? When are we gonna say, "Nah, we good. I'm good. Thank you. No, we good. Yeah, go over there. Just stay over there." No disrespect, but it'd be better if you just stayed over there. I don't care if you went to HSBU. I don't care if your family was straight from slavery. You compromised yourself. You waved the white flag. You was waving it like, "I'm sorry. Forgive me." You took pleasure in something that our ancestors considered it to be a nightmare. You took pleasure in that. You took pleasure in giving yourself up. Where our sisters was crying, soul crying, saying, "God, help me. Why me? Why?" And you decided to say, "Nope, not me." Was your eyes even open? Was your eyes even open when he was pumping? Did you look him in his eyes and seen his face? Did you see the demon come out? Or was it pitch black and you couldn't see nothing? Which one is it? Because just me thinking about it, I could just hear my ancestors crying in my ear, begging for mercy, reading books like Christopher Columbus and his 1,000 Men, and how they used to go into these areas and grab the girls and throw them on the ship and say to the fellow ship riders, yo, y'all could do whatever you want with that. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I don't associate myself with anything that's not black. Over for that. And it's no disrespect. But when you go down the rabbit hole, you start seeing things that you ain't never seen before. Things that you didn't want to believe, but you gotta believe it because this is real. 7.5 million people was living in the Western world before Columbus showed up. By the time he was done, before this man even died and left the earth, it went from 7.5 million to barely 200 people left. If that's not a massive genocide, and the fact that these people celebrate this man has his own holiday. It's a national holiday. Like even the Federal Reserve has the day off. That becomes an issue. That becomes a issue. And my people seem to forget. You could never tell a Jewish person to forget what the Nazis did. Could never. Even down to the newborn. The newborn wouldn't even acknowledge Hitler. His children, anybody that joined the army, anybody that was associated with that, they are programmed to not even acknowledge them, but not us. Because we want to fake it until we make it. Even if we got to bend over and take it, we would do that just so we can get ahead. Just so we can feel important, just so we can drive cars, have nice houses. You guys, this is what your mind is on. The only thing that should be on a black man's mind is complete freedom. Let my people go. We don't want to deal. We don't want no reparation. And again, the reason why black people can't get reparation is because you are not a nation. You carry the last name of the oppressor. So the oppressor could be like, no, you have to become a nation. The Chinese get reparations because they are a nation, right? Their name is King Yao. They are a nation. They can trace back their culture and their origin. Arabs is Ali Muhammad. They can trace back their origin. Europeans are whatever they want to be. Jewish people are Hashkakaz, Hashki. And they can trace their lineage. You, on the other hand, black man, you can't chase nothing because the word said even you should be discontinued from that heritage. And the only way we're going to get our heritage back, it's not about keeping laws. It's about being righteous. Because the law is righteous. When you try to, I'm trying to keep the law, you're falling in the guidelines of religion. Being righteous is being obedient off the gate. Abram wasn't keeping laws. Abram was keeping righteous behavior. Jacob, Akob, wasn't keeping laws. He was keeping righteous behavior. Huh? Adam wasn't keeping the law. They was keeping righteous behavior. And every rules, even the Noetic law, every rule comes with what? Obedience to what? obedience to the universe, following the rules and regulations of the universe. That's what the creators was bringing forth. Because before the flood happened, these heathens, these Hebrews, and the soon-to-be heathenites was breaking the laws and the rules of the universe. They was doing defilement. They was touching animals. They was touching little girls, little boys. They was doing same-sex practices, all things that's inhumane, that goes against universal law. They was doing that. So the flood had to take place. And the flood took place, and fast forward, we're doing it again. And shout out and shout out to the Bantu group. But a sister posted something about a man that had a dream about these spiders and et cetera, et cetera. Listen, look, like I said before, I don't believe anything that comes out from the mouth of a European. I don't believe anything that comes with the name associated with Jesus Christ. Ain't no nothing on the creator's earth that's gonna give a vision or a prophecy pertaining to those images. Absolutely not. And let's just say if this thing is for real, guess what? That's the warning that's gonna happen to him and his kind. And anybody that want to live a wicked lifestyle. Like I tell you guys all the time, you don't have to have no fear. Fear does not come with the creator. He comes with power. You cannot live your life in fear. You cannot go against and say, damn, yo, I hope this don't happen. Why you don't want it to happen? Because everything that's happening is literally happening for you so you can go home. So you can honestly, finally take off these shackles that went from your neck and your hands and your feet and end up on the center of your head. And not only is it shackles on your head, but there's also individuals, the puppet master, that's telling you how to feel, that's telling you how to love, that's telling you how to like, that's telling you what to hate, that's telling you what to believe, that's telling you what to disagree, to tell you everything. Everything is a master reset. Because everything that these people has been telling us has been lies. All the way down to the religion. Everything. The word compromise. You got to get the bits and pieces here and there. Because if you read it verbatim, that book will turn you into a sorcerer. You will end up in other places. Your mind will be all over. And that's exactly what Lucifer wants. Keep you in confusion. Confusion leads to what? Frustration. Frustration leads to what? Giving up. Saying, man, I ain't trying to listen to that, man. Nothing makes sense. That's exactly what they want. And we are doing that. The rule and the code of conduct is what? Connecting back to the motherland. Connecting back to the people. I'm not taking nothing moving forward where I have to go into the land. I have to speak to the people. I'm not trying to hear that, yo, man, a lot of our people have been compromised. I'm not trying to hear that, bro. Because who told you that they was compromised? What is the source? When I listen to the brothers that's from the land speak on TikTok, a lot of things don't add up. A lot of things don't add up. A lot of things don't add up. And me being here in America, I can't just disregard what they're saying, because the rebuttal to what they're saying is literature and writings that was put together by the enemy. The enemy, guys. When the word said, you of your father the devil, and the lust of your daddy you will do. For he was a murderer and a liar, and abideth not in truth. And if that's the father of those behaviors, what makes you honestly think that they're going to bring you any level of truth? Think about it. A part of that precept you guys are not understanding is they got those that's literally here to just murder. They need bloodshed. They need pain. That's their joy. The lust, that's the lust. It feels good to them. And then the other side of that is you got to be watching for the liars, because they lust for that. It earns for that. They feel good when they feed you a lie and you believe the lie and you run with it. It makes them feel good. And when you start believing that lie, and when you realize that you've been lied to, you'll see how far removed that you have been when it comes to your nationality. You're going to see how far removed from Africa. You're going to see how far removed spiritually you are, physically, mentally, emotionally. You are detached from your people, all because of the lies that these heathens, these Hebrews, and these heathenites is putting together. If we're going to come back, to the creators, we must come back to the creators in complete obedience. To be obedience is to be righteous. And guess what? We are not that. We are not there at all. None of us at all. And not only are we not there, a lot of us don't even have the proper resource to get there. Because every single day is a continuous battle. We have been discontinued from that heritage. We don't know what we are. We base our understanding about us from the enemy. You got to read these Bantu spiritual. You got to read that book. That is a sister from the land. You got to read it. It's time for us to start tapping into our people's information. These heathens are not the end all be all. I refuse to allow them to deceive me, my people, my children, my mother, and anybody I care for any longer. And it's up to us to realize that. Leopold said it out his mouth that the objection is to feed them stuff that's going to belittle them and uprise them. And uprise us, should I say. Don't teach them the things that they already know. Show them that being black is evil. So when I see someone like Candace Owens lay in bed with that, say I do to that, bring forth children with that, you've been compromised. How can I take you serious? How can I take you serious? Because if anybody gets around you, it's all about publicity. It's really not the liberation of our people. How can I? How can I look you in your eyes and I know? So let's just say we having a great build. We having a great build. And you're saying, there, man, we got to liberate Black power, this. And then the conversation is done. The conference is done. And your man picks you up. How can we deal? How can we build? I can't build with that. We can't build with that. You've been compromised, boo-boo. And that black card is over. I'm sorry. That black card is ours now. We'll give it to somebody else. Somebody that's really deserving of it. That's why I respect Dr. Umar. Why? Because that brother comes on and tell it how it is. Now, is he compromised? I don't know. But based on what he's saying is exactly how I've been feeling. We should not be dealing with anything outside our race at all. And if anybody tell you that you're being racist, that's just like him calling you a snitch if you's a street nigga. That's like him calling you gay if you a straight nigga. That's how disrespectful that is when you call a black man racist. We can never be something that we did not create. You created that. You keep that title in your bracket. You keep it in your office. You keep it in your household. We don't speak that in our household. We don't know what that is. Because was it race? Was we racist when we came and taught you how to wash and brush your teeth, cut your hair? Was it racist then? Was it racist when we brought you into our class and taught you literature? Was it racist then? Was it racist? Was that even a thought process? What are we racist for? What am I racing? What am I racing against? Oh, my bad, trying to keep up with the Joneses. I'm good. I'm trying to keep up with the Bantus. I'm trying to keep up with my people. I'm trying to ensure that my people win at the end. I'm trying to ensure that my people is desiring the same thing that I want to desire, the same thing that I want for all of us, and that is complete freedom. We don't want your money. There's not an amount of money on the face of this earth that can pay back the destruction, the genocide that you have done to my people. And the only payment that's coming for slavery is blood. You have to pay that with blood. Ain't no, if you guys go ahead and believe those that got put in captivity shall be led in captivity. You go ahead and believe that. That's not going to happen. That's not what I'm reading. That's not what's going to happen. Fire and brimstone, wrath. The word says if he spared only 8 souls, supposedly, that went inside that flood, that went inside that ark during the flood, you honestly think he's about to spare now? Come on, people, make it make sense. What is he sparing? What is the sparing for? What is the sparing for? And think about this for a second. The word said in that end time, there'll be no more war, there'll be no more violence, there'll be no more hatred, there'll be no more nothing. There'll be no more of that. If you keep one of them, that means that energy one time. No, it will never be. Ain't no servitude, no nothing. The minute you take the shackles off, they're going to cut your throat off because that's in their DNA. Murderer from the beginning and abideth not in truth. So how we know a person that's a murderer and a liar, now we want this same murderer and a liar to work for us and be servitude to us. Come on, people. Make that make sense. Not gonna happen. These people is gonna plead, they're gonna beg, and the prayers is not gonna be heard. The word tells you that. The word says they don't respond and answer from prayers from evil people. You can read that in the book of Sirach. You can read that in the book of wisdom, in the wisdom of Solomon. Read it. The Creator does not respond to a sinner's prayer. Don't know what that is. Okay, who he praying to? The word says, if my people will humble themselves and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear. How do you think somebody that's doing wicked and all of a sudden hell is about to break loose and now they're gonna pray and then now the creators is gonna give it air? Make it make sense. And if and I'm saying, and I'm just being hypothetical, because you're gonna have the people that's gonna say their foolishness. So let's just be hypothetically, because we all know that the creator only hears things in those that he created. When Abel's blood was shed, what did the creator say? Yo, I felt out, yo, why is the earth opening up and the blood is crying onto me? When Cain died, it wasn't no blood crying onto me. Oh, is that another revelation? Of course. Of course. Tubal Cain was a master of armatry and brass. Who taught him that? Could have been from Adam. Adam don't know what that is. I read the book of Adam. I read the book of Enoch. I read all the books of Adam. Adam wasn't out here killing and sharpening his sword. He don't know what that is. So how did Cain know how to kill? Oh, Donna. How did he? How did he? How did Cain know how to kill? If Adam didn't teach him? The serpent, and we going based on what we reading, the serpent only was speaking unto Adam and Eve. And after the devil did what he needed them to do, what did the creator do? He said what he said, and then that the snake had to slither away. Be a vagabond and slither away. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. It's time for brothers and sisters to seek their righteousness. You can't be a part of our team, baby girl, if you sleeping with the enemy. You can't ride in the car with me, baby girl. You by default, whether you know it or not, you are a walking, talking female Judas. You can't be around me, baby girl. It looks good. I you know what I'm saying? I see you on Instagram. I see it. I see that you sitting there, you nodding your head. You like, this behavior is unacceptable, but you can't do that, baby girl. Nobody's going to believe you. The only people that's gonna believe you are the weirdos, are the ones that's in support of this. But the real people, the real black liberators, the real people that want to see black people triumph, black separation, bring back Jim Crow. Bring back the Jim Crow laws. Bring it back. Nobody wants to drink from your water fountain. Nobody wants to eat from your restaurant. I don't want to eat seasonless chicken. I don't want it. You go keep that. We don't want it. Absolutely not. We don't want it no more. We want complete separation. We want our freedom. You go left, we go right. You go up, we go down. Nothing more, nothing less. And I'll leave it as that. It's your brother, man, from the mother, man. Came to you guys live, man. You know what I'm saying? Continue supporting. I know it's getting late. You know, from 11 to 12, I'm going to be raising hell on these heathens, these Hebrews, and these heathenites. You understand? This is what we doing. The rise of the Bantus won't be televised, but I was authorized to tell you guys. The channel, the number 11 p.m. slot, that's my new slot. I'm taking that over. I don't want to hear nothing. It's our time. It's the repent or die time. It's the rise of the real ones. I told you, repent or die got one mission. That's to get the whole hood into the kingdom. You know why? Because we deserve that. Yeah? And for those that don't know who I am him. It's to keep my foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed heathenites next. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Listen to the creator say it one time for the one time. And we gonna holler. One.